Adrian.
I'm Eileen.
Celine. I'm Xili.
And I'm Connie.
And we're doing a project on the benefits of biodiversity. So biodiversity is an essential component in our environment. Without biodiversity, our world would not only be a boring place, but we would also lack the products and services necessary for life. Unfortunately, we may be heading towards this tragic fate. From a microscopic insect to tigers to plants, it is inevitable that biodiversity is being lost at a rapid rate. So what are the causes of biodiversity loss? Well, on the surface, there's overharvesting, habitat alteration, and pollution. But the underlying causes to these problems are due to invasive species, climate change, greenhouse gas emissions, growth in per capita consumption, globalization, and an increase in population. Biodiversity has a variety of benefits that both directly and indirectly support the existence of biological life. Ethically, we humans believe that biodiversity preservation is vital because all species have the moral right to exist independently, and that all life forms must be preserved. In addition, biodiversity adds an aesthetic value in which human beings can enjoy the different recreational activities a natural landscape has to offer. It promotes ecotourism and can further generate revenue by designing botanical gardens, national parks, and wildlife conservation programs. But most important of all, biodiversity provides us with different ecosystem services. According to the United Nations Environment Program, biodiversity can provide food, purify our air and water, stabilize and moderate Earth's climate, renew soil fertility, cycle nutrients, pollinate crops, and control pests or diseases.
Biodiversity also benefits our culture by enhancing food security. For example, C. diploperennis, found in 1970, is a new mice species that is highly resistant to disease and can grow back year after year without being replanted. Other new potential food crops were, for example, like the babassu palm. It can produce more vegetable oil than any other plant, and the serendipity berry, which can produce a sweetener that is 3,000 times sweeter than table sugar, and many more. Also, some salt-tolerant grasses and trees that can allow farmers to irrigate them with salt water, like the seashore paspalum. It has excellent salt tolerance but requires such a high level of maintenance that it's not recommended for home lawns. These can also produce feed, a substitute for conventional vegetable oil and other economically important products. Every species that goes extinct represents one lost opportunity to find a cure for cancer or AIDS. Rosy periwinkle. It can produce compounds that treat Hodgkin's disease and a particularly deadly form of leukemia. If this plant is extinct, then these two deadly diseases would have killed more people than they have had. Duboisa lecherharti is a rare species of cork that provides hyoscine, which can be used to treat cancer, stomach disorders, and motion sickness.
Research demonstrates that high levels of biodiversity tends to increase stability of communities and ecosystems. Research has also found that high biodiversity tends to increase the resilience of ecological systems, such as their ability to weather disturbance, bounce back from stresses, or adapt to change. Depending on what species are moved and extinct, they make differences in an ecosystem's ability to function. For example, a keystone species is extinct may cause impacts that multiply as they cascade down the food chain.
One of the most important sources of tourism is biodiversity. People enjoy the natural living condition and having insight to local customers and traditions. They pay for the residency, which provides income and working opportunity for local customers. As we learned from Chapter 5, ecotourism does help the economy of some developing countries with many physical resources. The best example is Costa Rica, a country with over 1 million visitors every year coming to tour its rainforest. However, some people argue that increasing tourism can be harmful to the environment. Pollution to wildlife habitats can happen if tourism isn't sustainable. Many critics argue that the influence of ecotourism on local species. Overall, maintaining biodiversity in the community will be the crucial problem for ecotourism.
Not all benefits of biodiversity can be expressed in the hard numbers of economics. Some scientists have described a phenomenon called biophilia, which is the connections that human beings subconsciously seek with the rest of life. A book written by Richard Love states that children have become less interactive with outdoor experiences and direct contact with wild organisms. They're suffering from what is called nature deficit disorder. Although it's not a medical condition, it can damage childhood development physically and emotionally, and it also influences our ethics. As humans, we use resources and consume organisms to survive, which is not immoral of us. But we are able to control our actions and conscious decisions, which are the ethical sense have developed too. Despite our benefits of biodiversity, the future remains far from secure. We cannot even guarantee the safety of the biodiversity of our protected areas and national parks. Scientists have been playing a huge role in finding solutions for today's biodiversity crisis by developing innovative ways to maintain diversity of life on Earth. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.